Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we entered the Snowhead Temple, and we also got the fire arrows. In this episode, we're going to finish up the Snowhead Temple. It's already night of the first day, though, but we still have plenty of time here. These are the red bubbles returning from. Well, I mean, I know bubbles have existed since Zelda 1, though, but their portrayal is the same as Ocarina of Time. I never got to mention the bubbles, though. Well, like when they return in Ocarina of Time, or I mean, in this game, though, like even though they're portrayed like in the last game, but but I will say though that the bubbles, they actually regain their ability to jinx Link, just like they did in back all the way back in Zelda 1 and their other classic appearances. Because like for some reason, and well, I mean maybe it's convenient though, but in Ocarina of Time, even with the appearance of the bubbles, they actually take away their ability to jinx them. So like Link will simply just take damage from them. In this game, however, they actually brought it back. To where like they actually regain their ability, so now they'll jinx Link. And what it is that it basically disables him from using the sword, and it actually goes on for a good while. So yeah, that's how they have it there. I mean, it's kind of odd they get rid of those, but also convenient at the same time. Like since they're jumped to 3D, but then I guess by this point in Majora's Mask, like okay, well to make it more challenging, I guess we realized at this point that we'll just bring back their jinxing ability, and so yeah, there we go. So now they're like very much how like they were in the NES or the other classic Zelda games. Well, I would say in the NES ones because I don't remember if they were in A Link to the Past though. I mostly just remember them being in both Zelda 1 and 2 with their appearances. Although actually no, come to think of it, I think just in Zelda 1 they would jinx Link, but Zelda 2 I don't think they do that though because of how vastly different the formula was in that game with their whole system. But I think just in Zelda 1 they actually jinx you, but here in this game they regain the ability from that game as well. So I guess probably is a nice little callback there. I guess that's probably where they should have been to begin with. Let's see here. I was thinking I think they do the same in Wind Waker though. I mean, it's been a long time since I last played Wind Waker, especially the later dungeons, because I remember those enemies where they actually outright possess Link and make him look derpy in the process. But I think they were in that game too. But again, I don't exactly remember. Because it's also one of those things. Maybe I'll probably find out again though, because since I do plan on replaying Wind Waker at some point, or just do the second quest, since years or maybe a few years from now, that since I do plan on doing a Let's Play Wind Waker, obviously of course, because of course I will, but I still like some practice at the same time, since I get worried that even though I've already played the game many times up to this point, but at the same time though, there'd be a few years there's other games to play, and I get worried that how my game skills might have gotten rusty from the missing years, and that's why I practice on them, just to make sure that I get good at those. That way, I would be able to do the Let's Play, because that's also the reason why I never liked having to do blind Let's Play. I never do blind Let's Plays, period, because I'd rather play the game first before doing a Let's Play. That way, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I don't have to worry about looking at a guide constantly, or just wasting so many viewers' times with that. I mean, I know there are people out there that do blind Let's Plays, but I don't, though, because it's just something I don't like doing, though. So, I mean, even those games, they're not really blind Let's Plays per se, though, but I feel like, if I haven't played those in so long, with other games and other things I get busy with, and I get worried that my game skills might have gotten rusty or might forget some things, then, it's always good to practice on them before I actually start Let's Playing them, so that way I know what I'm doing. So, yeah, that's the whole thing with, why I'll be replaying those games, and even Wind Waker, but... Well, of course, that's not going to be the next Zelda game I'll be doing, because, well, there's still the Oracle games that's coming next, because those games released after Majora's Mask. So, after this one, then when I get back to Zelda, then I'll be doing the Oracle duology. Although I actually was planning on doing something special for it, though, just have you guys vote on to see what game I should do first. I would play whichever game comes first, and then the other game, I would go and link up to it to make a connection to it, or use the whole linking system that I would do. But again, that's gonna be for much later, and I'll probably have more subscribers by then at that point. So that way, I'll have at least plenty of people just voting on what game I should do first. So that'll be something to look forward to. Anyway, so, yeah, I went on this long-ass tangent about, some of the things ever since talking about that bubble. I can't help it. I do that. I get distracted by other things, and I just start going with these tangents. That's just what I do. It's It's one of those, like, maybe a character flaw or some kind of a trait that I have here. That I start going to these. Like, I just, talk about things completely off topic. When, for the fact that I'm having to do the rest of this dungeon, just getting all the stray fairies here. So yeah, now that we have the fire arrows, now we can be able to, do some cool things like we can, well, I mean, I was gonna say cool because we're in an ice theme dungeon, but like, but those are fire arrows we're doing here. So I mean, that was actually kind of lame though. Even though there are the ice arrows, but what we can do is that now you'll be able to light the torches just by shooting the fire arrows at them without having to worry about using the dagger stick, or just having to shoot the regular arrows through some torches. Oh. Guess who's back, folks? That's right, Pot's Revenge. Yeah, they all their resentment that's been building up on all his brethren being smashed, and now they take their revenge. Like, like I said, Link breaks Potts, and now they break him, and that's how it works in Soviet Russia. Okay, well, I kind of ran into that one. Sorry about that. So yeah, more about the fire arrows. So yeah, they're all great for lighting those torches, just instantaneously. And they're also good for melting off the ice and also the freeze arts. Like, you can actually be able to one-shot the freeze arts just with the ice arrows alone. Here's the catch, though. They, of course, they actually cost some magic power. About like 6 units, I would say. There are 6 units of magic power. They have to use. So, like I said, Majora's Mask is real. They really emphasize on you like using your magic meter quite a bit, though. That's the reason why that they that. You're given your magic meter like very early in the game, like just as soon as you start looking at the tutorial, because a lot of those items is where you'll be using your magic meter a lot. This game is very magic heavy, like arguably more so than Ocarina of Time, because since you're having to use those quite a bit there. I mean, there's still some physical items, and of course, like the my one beloved item that we're gonna get it. You know what I'm talking about. But that's gonna be until the next area that we're gonna be doing after the mountains. So we get those, the fire arrows, and we can just kill those freeze arts. We can do those early though, but we're gonna need to melt off the ice if we want to get the small key that's right there. Now, one thing I do want to say though that to go a lot of topic from this game here. So, I noticed this, and since I'm actually watching this, with the close commentary and watching the video feed on Adobe Premiere, yeah, I did see that they just recently updated to their latest version, and their layout, well, I mean, their layout's the same, though, but it's like, the editing feed here, or like, the colors that they put in, like, when you put in the videos to edit, they are entirely different. Like, they changed the whole layout of the whole thing, so, like, for any kind of a... Like, it tells you, like, if you use Adobe Premiere, like I'm doing. Oh, wait, let me start right here. So, I hate this section here because, what you gotta do is you have to use the lens of truth, and you see these tiny-ass platforms, and, this is actually where, this is actually one of the few instances of platforming. Problem is, though, because, since Link automatically jumps off the edge as soon as he gets close to it, if he runs forward, then, that's what he does because of the auto jumping, and because of these tiny platforms, it's very nerve-wracking. So, like, that's the only instance, even though that this game isn't supposed to be made for platforming, but there's that kind of instance there, and, those tiny platforms, I get so nervous from it, and then I get worried I have to just climb all the way back up there. But yeah, those are like the invisible platforms that will just show themselves when you use the Lens of Truth, and then that way there we'll get to the Everfloor, and then we just get that, that was that stray fairy that was up there. But anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, yeah, they changed to the latest version where the whole basically the whole editing interface looks different, to where like with different kinds of colors that like or a different shade or a hue, or at least the tint. These are Enos. They'll throw snowballs at you, and so you want to make sure to just like try not to get hit by the snowballs. But the bigger ones will take one unit, like one whole heart away from you, if they hit you with snowballs. So you got to be careful with that. But yeah, that's what they do. They just throw snowballs at you because well, they're decks. I mean, they're not that threatening though, because like they still go down with one hit if you just punch them as Goron Link though. But they can be very annoying. So anyway, so yeah, they had some. Excuse me. Sorry, this. Yeah, that saliva got stuck in my throat here, and that's why I kind of sound like a duck. But Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the whole interface looks very much different than how much I'm used to previously, and you know, I kind of get a little put off at first with doing that. I mean, I still do my very best to edit these right here, but you know, it's one of those things where you know I'll get used to it, but you know, it's gonna take a while to do so, especially with how different it was looking. And they also added a new layer where you know there's that mix feature. I think it's always no, actually, I think it's always been there since beforehand, but it's actually more visible now that I'm actually seeing it. So it gets a little confusing at first. So. Like I said, it's something they'll have to get used to though, because you know, because of the different interface, and you know, there's more buttons there on each of the clips that I would add, and there's also like the preview images, so you know, it's very off-putting. Like it's the latest, you know, the latest version for this year, like in the latest 2024 version. I actually did just recently update it though, but like I haven't been able to earlier beforehand because you know because like my computer was filling so much on bytes, and I was kind of running out of space, so I had to use an external hard drive to compensate for all that. So that's part of the reason though. So I never got to check out my Adobe Creative Cloud updates, so I had to do that just now, and then that's what I got here. So I had to do it for like you know in case there are any bug fixes though, but you know at the same time I needed to update the latest version, and it does look mildly very much different here. But you know, like I said, I'll get used to it. So it's just gonna take some, and I just have to be very careful with how I had to close some things. Alright, so that's the two Dinoflows that's been defeated. I got the two Stray Fairies in the process as well. And so here we have round 2 against Wizrobe. Yeah, so like, by the way, folks, you know, you'll probably be fighting Wizrobe quite a few times. Well, like, you know, in or out of dungeons. Well, in some bonus areas as well, like, you know, out of dungeons or those optional areas, you'll be fighting Wizrobe quite a bit. And also, once again, in some later dungeon that we'll be getting. Well, actually, in the very last dungeon that we'll be getting to. Well, once we get to the tail end of this Let's Play. But yeah, same as before with how you fought Wizrobe. You know, only the difference is that the room is bigger and there are more the tile portals that he'll come out of. So it gets a little trickier about it as well. I also didn't mention that one thing that can be beneficial is if you look on your mini map right here, you see that red dot that's right here? That's actually where the real Wizrobe, Wizrobe. God, did I just say Riz? Ugh, gross. I'm sorry if you heard that noise there. I was had a picture in my head. But yeah, especially if you're in the second phase when he's duplicating himself, it actually is very helpful to see where the real Wizrobe is, so that way there again, I should be able to hit him. And especially for rooms like these, though, I didn't really point that out in the last fight, but you know that's we can do, because you know it's very helpful like that to know where that Wizrobe is, especially if he's up on that on the ledge that's up there, where you can see. Alright, so that's him taken care of, and so after that's done, then we'll head to that door, and then there should be a boss key that awaits us right here, very much. Yeah, inside a chest, I mean, it looks very obvious, though, because, I mean, if you see a chest like that, obviously, you know, there's going to be a boss key. Still, though, like, it always just shows, like, you know, how it gets you pumped to just, you know, get excited, you know. Because, like, that's one thing I really do love about the 3D Zelda games is that, well, with the exception of the Wild Duology, is that, you know, Link opens up a big chest, and then it just plays a cutscene where, like, you know, he's going in there and reaching inside, you know, just plays that really, it plays that music where it just goes, like, you know, it fills you with this excitement, like, you know, just wondering what's going to be inside, or what kind of exciting, oh, can't wait to see what it is. I like when it does that, though. At the same time, though, they still use it for the boss keys, and, you know, you know, they still play the cutscene anyway, and it's like, okay, I don't know why that scene's playing, though, because we already know what's going to be inside at this point. I don't know, I guess the game likes to just, you know, fill you with excitement, because I think that's what Zelda's supposed to be, you know, you're on an adventure, and, you know, it's supposed to be exciting that you're on there. That's why they play all this nice adventurous music, like the main Zelda theme, that we all know and love, and, you know, just, it gets you real pumped that, you know, you're on an adventure, and, you know, I'm here to save this kingdom and stop some bad guys. Although in this case, I mean, you are saving this country as well, only, you know, things are much more dire than, you know, arguably how Ganondorf's doing. Like, you know, I guess I never did mention. Oh, yeah, there's a little trick you can do here. So I'm about to get this very last Stray Fairy that's supposed to be down here. And this is actually a wall where, you know, if you use, well, I'm about to use right now, the Lens of Truth, and that's what reveals itself. It's actually easy to tell if you see those little outlines on the wall itself, because that actually shows that it's a really obvious one. So, you know, if you actually just reveal itself. But Anyway, so here's the 15th and final Stray Fairy, so now we got them all. But yeah, I guess, with, coming from Ocarina of Time, playing this game, the antagonist, well, in this case, Skull Kid, or, more obviously Majora's Mask, it's very much a different, from Ganondorf, where, Ganondorf is more power hungry. He wants to gain the power to outright conquer Hyrule. But in this case, with a Skull Kid, or in this case Majora, he wants to say outright fuck everything and destroy the entire world and and just inflict despair on people and just destroy everything right then and there, like right from the get go. And the reason behind that, which I'll actually get, well, I'll just save that for when we get to the very end. Because, I mean, I didn't want to spoil too much of it, though. But, I mean, I guess it's more obvious at this point. Or, since this game is already, over, well, actually, yeah, 24 years old. Because, this game was released in 2000. That we already know quite a bit much about it, though. But the reason behind it, though, is, I will say it's just outright just, cruel and all that. But, more on that once we get to it, so... Anyway, so, big boss door that we're right here. We are now pretty much towards the end of the dungeon, so let's go ahead and open this boss door and then see if we can just solve this winter here. And, oh, that's the reason. We probably could just leave it behind there and then I guess just force the mascot, but nope. We have to go and just play hero here and just melt away and I guess free him. And, being ungrateful as the monster is, just going to attack us. So, yeah, let's go and melt the ice right here and, kind of wonder what made it frozen to begin with. Should just left it there. Alright, and this here is Master Mechanical Monster Goht. Yes, that's right, folks. This boss here is the Goht. So anyway, so yeah, so the thing with Goht here is that he'll start rampaging around, and then that's when you're gonna go ahead and put on the Goron mask. And so basically, the whole object of this here is that, well, you have to chase him down, and then what you have to do is that while you're in the highest rolling form, with the spikes around, you have to go and get close enough to him, and then just hit him right here. That's all you have to do. Just chase him, and then just hit him. And then since, of course, you're in the rolling Goron form, where it actually drains down your magic, they did place all these giant jars that will always contain the regular magic jars, so that way you'll be able to refill your magic meter. And they always respawn at the same time as well, so you don't have to worry about having to use up all of them for a finite amount of times. They'll always respawn. And that's all you gotta do, just chase him and then just run into him, and then that's when he'll take damage. And if you actually manage to jump up and then just hit him right in the back, he'll actually tumble down onto the floor, and he'll get stunned or incapacitated for a brief moment. And then you can go ahead and just punch him there. The only way he attacks, though, is that he'll kick up those boulders, and then he's also electrical, because he'll shoot out these lightning bolts right at you, and then you get stun locked for a brief moment. Because he has mechanical though, so I guess he's kind of electronic as well. When he just zaps you with lightning. Not only that though, but then at some point you'll see these stalactites that will start dropping down. So you want to be careful and just be on your be on your ray guard here, and not run into those either. Just at least get struck by them either. I will say this though, I actually really do enjoy this spot. This boss is real fun though, because it's very much just like playing chase here and just going out while you're in a rolling Goron form and just running him like that. I like this boss here. It's a real fun boss, I gotta say. And by the way, folks, you'll be a little bit of a warning here. You're gonna have to be, if you're doing 100% completion, you'll be fighting this boss quite a lot of times for reasons that we'll probably be seeing for quite a bit here, but. And at least you'll get to it instantaneously, though. But there are some instances where you'll be fighting this boss quite a lot, though. You'll see here, and you can see he's kind of smoking out right now. Now there's a bit of a change in the well, maybe not so much so, but in the 3DS version, just like all the other bosses. Now the 3DS version of this boss fight, it's still mostly the same though. You're still chasing after him and running into him though. The difference being is that oh, and by the way, this is actually where we'll start shooting out bombs. So yeah, you want to be careful. The more you hit him, then the more aggressive he gets with his attacks, and so yeah, he'll start. And this is where he'll start throwing out bombs. So you gotta be careful too. But yeah, anyway, in the 3DS version, it's still mostly the same. You're still chasing after him, and then trying to run into him. Difference being is that once you hit him just once, though, then that's when he actually does get incapacitated immediately afterwards, which kind of seems a little weaker. And afterwards, that's when the eyeball will pop out of the back, and then you actually have to take off or go back to being regular Link, and then just shoot him with shoot the eyeball with arrows, or it's actually more effective with the fire arrows that you can do. So that's basically all it is. So that's basically like the only kind of change it is, just having to stop and then shoot the eyeball with the arrows, since all the bosses are given like these the Majora eyeball for that, which in theory I guess it kind of makes sense that they do so, because they want to make a stronger connection to Majora. So I mean that's fine in a way though. It's just they kind of changed their strategy so much so. And yeah, I decided to go ahead and just buy home right then and there because I at least wanted to get the entry. Also, I do remember how, like, in the 3DS version, he actually shits out the bombs. Like, you can actually literally see him shitting out bombs, which is strange, but okay. Kind of wait the same time, and then there we go. And so that is Goht defeated. I was going to say something else. So yeah, I also tried to punch him there while I was stunned, but you have to be real quick about it though, because it doesn't take very long to just get back up on his feet. And so with that now, he's crushed by all the boulders, and then there we go. So yeah, like I said, it's a pretty fun boss in my opinion. So go ahead and just get that heart container before we head out, and then there we go. And yeah, I saw how I was running really low on hearts there, like very much because with all the attacks I had to watch out for, because it's basically like it's almost like a clusterfuck of having to just go all over the place. And now we have Goht's remains, just free the innocent spirit of this dark mass kept in prison within the body of evil Goht. I mean, I guess, since the Gohts are kind of like a more, they kind of seem more connected with the devil. And we're back in this waterfall lake chamber or something. I mean, almost kind of like Chamber of Sages and Ocarina of Time. Well, looks like all of you. And we have freed the second of the 4 giants here. And we actually get to learn more about them, like being the guardian deities of Termina, or for each of their respective areas. Guardians? So, you're protective gods? That's why you're in the temples. But why are the protective gods... No, wait! Are you listening to me? Hey, wait! No, okay. Well, I guess you're just going to leave it very vague there. Very much like Organization 13 in Kingdom Hearts. But anyway, so now the monsters in Snowhead defeated, and now the endless winter has been melted away. And spring is back. Spring has sprung at long last. Except now it's not really spring now. The spring's been over this year. I mean, well, it's already getting close to the end of the summertime though. Even we're just about to approach the fall season, which of course, I mean, to be fair, I really do like though, because fall. Autumn's been my favorite season of all, because I just like the pretty colors. Even though I live in Florida though, and I don't really get to see it much. So, although I do get to see some of them though, but again, as a Floridian, I don't really get to experience it much though. Even though I have seen it a few times though, well, in real life in different states. All right, so yeah, and you see here that everything here is different during the springtime. Also, there's this frog guy here. Let's put the mask on. I have been waiting for you, Don Giro. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but it looks like you've lost a little weight. As you can see, Don Giro, the long winter has ended and spring has finally come to these mountains. Let us begin our chorus. Yeah, I'm actually trying to do my very best to do this Kermit the Frog impression. I can't do it perfectly, though. Unfortunately, it seems not all of our members have gathered. Perhaps it is because winter is too long. They must not have realized that spring has come to the mountains. And when the great Don Giro has come for us, too. What a pity. Where in the world could the other members be? And what could they be doing? Yeah, like I said, I can't really do a perfect Kermit impression, but, that's what I do here. So this here is actually part of a long and pain-in-the-ass side quest that we're going to be doing, but we're not going to do it right away, though, because, we don't have the means for it yet, though, and there's also another dungeon we haven't got to yet. But yeah, so spring has finally sprung here in the mountains, and it does look vastly different, though. I'm going to go ahead and end this off right here. Next time, Let's Play Majora's Mask. We're going to finish some stuff we can do here in the mountains, and also including the mountain smithy as well that we got to do as well, and all that stuff here. So I'll see you guys next time.